This week in Black History, Congressman John Lewis, sponsored by New Life Community Church and Community Lifeline. Hello, I'm Illinois State Representative LaToya Greenwood for the 114th District. One of the Big Six leaders of the Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, John Lewis continued to fight for people's rights since joining Congress in 1987. Who was John Lewis? John Lewis was an American politician and civil rights leader who served as a United States Representative for the 5th Congressional District in Georgia from 1987 until he died in 2020. During the 1960s, Lewis was a college student and served as chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, NLCC, working first with other college students and later with prominent civil rights leaders. Lewis helped to end segregation and discrimination during the civil rights movement. John Lewis grew up in racial segregation. Inspired by Martin Luther King Jr., he joined the burgeoning civil rights movement. Lewis was a freedom rider, spoke at the 1963 March on Washington, and led demonstrations that became known as Bloody Sunday. He was elected to Congress in 1986 and received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2011. On March 7, 1965, Lewis helped lead one of the most decisive moments of the civil rights movement. Walking alongside Hosea Williams, another notable civil rights leader, Lewis led more than 600 peaceful, orderly protesters across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, to demonstrate the need for Black voting rights in the state. During their march, Lewis and his fellow protesters were attacked by Alabama State Police in a brutal confrontation that became known as Bloody Sunday. News coverage of the march and the violent attack on peaceful protesters exposed the cruelty of the segregated South and helped hasten the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. In 1981, Lewis was elected to the Atlanta City Council. Then, in 1986, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Lewis was re-elected 16 times, running unopposed in 1996, 2004, and 2008, and again in 2014 and 2018. In 2003, President George W. Bush signed a bill Lewis had first proposed in 1988, creating the National Museum of African American History and Culture, now located adjacent to the Washington Memorial. I'm Illinois State Representative LaToya Greenwood of the 114th District. This is your week in Black History, celebrating the life and journey of Congressman John Lewis.
My philosophy is very simple. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, say something, do something, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble.